A place for me. Can you feel the wind rushing across the ocean, buoyed by the notion of serving its foreign king? Can you feel the wind rushing men and women abroad to rebuild this World War-torn Royal Britannia ting? This was the HMT Empire Windrush. Among the just under 500 Caribbeans stood a Trinidadian Calypsonian by the name of Aldwin Roberts, Lord Kitchener. Not a chef, but similar, whipping up words of hope ever present on this voyage, on this boat. There he stood, draped in a snazzy smart suit and fedora hat to boot. He sang the words to encapsulate the feeling. London is the place for me. London, this lovely city. You can go to France or America, India, Asia or Australia, but you must come back to London City. Can you hear the optimism in his tone, brought by rumours of pavements covered in gold? But the future was uncertain, and the hostility unknown. Who knew they would encounter teddy boys, not the type to cuddle, more compelled to bear arms against black migrants in acts of mindless violence? But they weren't to be silenced. Can you hear the wind? Rushing rhythmic sounds, drowning out the greyness bound to take over this nation now, with its culture, with this season of seasoning, music and fashion. Kitsch led a movement with humour and passion. He was the voice of the Caribbean people, reflecting the sound of the migrant, the outsider, with songs about the underground, the trains, the locals' disdain, his difficult landlady as he tried to maintain, the unbearable cold weather, this inconsolable longing for home. It was the sound of the tide that swept across the Atlantic, a sound that could not be drowned out. And in 1950, armed with a guitar, Lord Kitchener led a field invasion at Lord's Cricket Ground to celebrate the West Indies' first victory over England on English soil. Many would follow, but what followed was a small group of Caribbeans led by Kitsch marching towards Piccadilly, celebrating and embracing this victory. And today, the upbeat celebratory culture lives on. Can you hear it? In our melanin, in our song, in the vibrance of carnival, elegance of braids and Caribbean waves, the waves and trends that our culture dictates. Despite the scandal, you can't send back what we brought. The flavour of the nation, as well as the arms that built blocks, broken backs to build it back, only to be sent back. But you can't send back what we brought. So listen again. London is the place for me. London, this lovely city. You can go to France or America, India, Asia or Australia, but you must come back to London City. Can you hear the sarcasm in his tone, brought by rumours of pavements covered in gold? But the future was uncertain, and the hostility unknown. The Windrush generation, a generation of heroes.